Well, our headline story today was global stock markets tumbling for an 8th straight session, raising fears that the world could be indeed heading for another downturn. Joining us now live from London is Rodney Shakespeare, Professor of Binary Economics. Mr. Shakespeare, thanks for joining us. Why do you think that we are seeing this loss of confidence or trust? We are seeing investors losing their trust in the Eurozone and the US economies, especially concerning the US case. Because a deal was reached between the Republicans and Democrats, still we saw a decline in confidence by investors.
We are seeing a huge separation or disconnection between two things. On the one hand, there is the world of finance, which is flawed and corrupt. It is creating money out of nothing, adding compound interest, and lending it for anything whatsoever, and claiming that this benefits markets and the creation of wealth and jobs. It does nothing of the sort. All it does is enable a hoovering or a sucking up of wealth to a global elite. And on the other hand, there is the world of the real economy, of people making things, providing goods and services, and then consuming things and consuming goods and services. And what has happened? The world of finance, thoroughly corrupt, dominating everything now, leading the world to disaster. Put simply, debt is increasing everywhere. The United States had its little debt bailout 2 or 3 days ago, and already the figures have gone disastrously against the United States. And on top of all this, there is the world of derivatives, which bets on the financial practices leading to the debt. So it's the debt of nations, the debt of local governments. In the United States, Meredith Whitney has prophesied 100 cities going bankrupt before the end of the year. In the United States, 2 banks go bankrupt every single week. So it's a disastrous situation, and it is getting worse. There's only one way out of it. One, to recognize that the banking system is corrupt and flawed and is leading to disaster. I mean, it enables the Americans to have 6 wars on at this time, because you see the money is being borrowed, and as long as the money is being borrowed, no one is going to really say, how does America truly pay for its wars? Well, it's coming under pressure, and it's going to be forced to stop its wars, because the rest of the American economy is not concentrating on the real economy. America has exported all its jobs. The solution for the USA is simple. There is one mechanism it can use, and this mechanism can be used in 8 separate ways. You get the central bank to issue interest-free loans for public capital expenditure. That's the first thing. For water, sewage, roads, bridges, railways, environmental capital projects, for canals, for anything you like. Within 6 months, as long as the projects are what's called spade ready, that's to say the planning is done and they know how to implement it in reality, that money can be out there solving the problems of the American public within 5 or 6 months. And the American unemployment figures are not 9.1%. If you include those who are discouraged and those who are on part-time jobs of 1 or 2 hours a week, it's 20 to 22%, and amongst blacks and Hispanics, it's 40%. You are seeing what must be the most, or should be the most productive economy in the world. You are seeing it going straight down the tubes, and it's bringing down the rest of the world. And there's going to be another downturn, a bit of an uplift, and this is going on for 15 and 20 years, all because of the corrupt belief that the banking system is the center of something which is efficient and which is righteous and which produces just outcomes. It's doing nothing of the sort. We must throw out these bankers, throw out their practices, and focus on that mechanism which I've just described, which has 7 other uses.
Professor Rodney Shakespeare in London, thanks very much for joining us.